Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time here, please think about liking and subscribing. Today, I want to talk about Watchdogs Legions. So I kind of went cold after Watchdogs 2. I never could really find that groove for the Watchdogs games. I liked them, but then I didn't like them. I don't know. There was something about them. I don't know what it is, but I tried this game and I think I'm liking it, and I'm going to talk about it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is story. Once again, you are a member of DedSec, and the London branch is led by someone called Sabine Brandt. And she has an AI called Bagley, and they get some information that there are armed intruders and they're going to plant explosives in the House of Parliament. So one of the operatives by the name of Dalton Wolf goes to defuse the bomb and discovers the intruders are members of a rogue hacker group called 0 Day. Now, this is just the introduction, so I'm not spoiling anything, but Dalton, you play this prologue and you manage to prevent the destruction of Parliament, but you're gunned down by these drones commanded by this mysterious 0 Day leader, and he has other bombs throughout the city. He detonates those and orders an attack on DedSec. So Sabine goes into hiding, and in the wake of the bombings, the British government contracts something called Albion with restoring order to London and hunting down DedSec. So that is where the game begins. So essentially the story then becomes one of security versus privacy, and the government sort of takes over and everyone's under surveillance and you are in hiding, and actually the story gets pretty good. So let's talk about something else. Let's move on to gameplay. So by now, everyone knows what the Watch Dogs games are all about. They're action-adventure, they're third-person, and they take place within an open world. And this one is in London. You can explore on foot, you can use those really cool parkour moves, you can use vehicles, you can fast travel via the underground stations. There are 8 London boroughs represented in the game: Westminster, Wadsworth, Lambeth, Southwark, Camden, Islington, Hackney, and Tower Heights, and that's in addition to the entire city of London. You get a bunch of missions, including ones that progress the main story. There's these side missions called liberation missions aimed at freeing the city's boroughs. There's recruitment missions for new players, and each of those have various side activities as well, and you're able to freely pursue any mission at any time or just explore the world, and that is sort of where the fun comes in. You can do pretty much anything you want in this world, from like climbing to hacking drones. I actually hacked this giant cargo drone, get on top of it and fly around the entire city. It's really cool, and you can just do some crazy stuff in this game. I actually spent most of the time not even following the main story, just sort of exploring around the world and doing some just, crazy stuff. And what's really cool about this, and I didn't think I was going to like this, is that there is no really one main character in the game. So you can recruit almost anybody in the world, and every person that you recruit has a specific skill set. They have their own weapon, they have their own move set. So for instance, this comes in really cool, where you have an objective, and there's so many ways that you can sort of meet the objective. So you have to like break into a building. Well, you can go sort of just with the gun out and run in, mow everybody down, destroy everything, or you can get a recruit on the street who's good at maybe stealth, or you can actually recruit somebody who may work for the company that you're trying to break into, so then you could just use their security pass and walk straight in. Or you can just sort of look around for ways to get in, and you'll find maybe a pipe on the side of the building, climb up, go in through the roof, go stealth. There's so many different ways to play this game, and like I said, I didn't think I was going to like that, because I like the idea of sticking with one main protagonist and sort of using them through the game and following a story, and you can do that. You can use one character and sort of mix and match different skill sets. But once you start to play around with recruiting people, that's when it gets really fun, and you have to go into it knowing that, yes, there's a story, but it's more about the story than it is one centralized character. And once you start to mix and match characters and use their abilities, that's when it gets really fun. And I'm telling you, there's so many ways to tackle missions, and it's really fun if you just sort of step back and instead of running in, balls to the wall with a gun out, just use each character or look for a character that has a specific skill and figure out ways to sort of get in there and be stealthy, or be, just all out action, or just utilize like this really cool cloak ability that some characters have and go in, walk past the guards. They don't even see you. So again, this is about the gameplay and it's really fun. Next thing we're going to talk about is graphics. So this game is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you've noticed while you're watching this video, but it is absolutely beautiful. And this is a game that is used to highlight that buzzword, that next-gen buzzword of ray tracing. So I don't know what it is about ray tracing, but early on it seems to be like everything has to be wet. So like it's raining out, ray tracing. Everything's wet, ray tracing. There's a guy up an alley peeing, ray tracing. So I get it. It's like a reflection thing, and when it's wet out and lights and stuff like that bounce off of the street in puddles and things like that. So it looks really, really good. But it also looks good at night, even when it isn't raining, the reflections in the windows and lighting and things like that. And like I said, I got this cargo drone. So I hack it. I get on top of it. I go really, really, really high, and I'm looking at the city at night. I'm looking at the lights and the big Ferris wheel, the reflections off the water. This is a beautiful, beautiful game. And there's a lot of attention to detail. There are two modes if you have a next-gen console. I have the Xbox Series S, and that's where this footage is from. So you'll get 60 frames per second without ray tracing, and you'll get 30 frames per second. That's what they call a quality mode. And that gives you the ray tracing, and I don't notice that big of a difference, honestly. I will say that, okay, you do notice a difference when you go to 60 frames per second, but is it a big enough difference to give up that beautiful, beautiful ray tracing and all those graphical bells and whistles? My voice just cracked there. You would think it wouldn't, like I'm Peter Brady or something like that. I'm an old dude. Anyway, so it is a beautiful game. Like looking around here, you can see it's just a huge open world, a lot of detail, and again, all the reflections with ray tracing look really good, and the graphical bells and whistles. I keep it on that mode, but you have a choice, and that's what's great about this game. So if you want the ray tracing, you can have it. If you want the 60 frames per second, you can have it. All in all, this is a beautiful, beautiful game, and I think you're going to love it. So what do I give the game? I give it a creamy, I give it a steamy, but not a dreamy. So creamy, steamy, I think it's something everyone should play. You don't necessarily have to rush out and buy the game, but it's definitely a game that you should play. You can kill tons of time during the day just sitting around doing goofy stuff without even following the main mission, or you can really get into the story and recruiting certain people to do certain tasks and really getting into that gameplay loop. So I think you'll like it. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about Watchdogs Legion. Did you play it? Is it something that you enjoyed? Let me know in the comment section below, and think about, again, liking and subscribing. I really appreciate all the new subscribers, and I love the interaction in the comment section. Watchdogs Legion, creamy, steamy, but no dreamy. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.